Good evening. You can tell from the light that it's evening outside. I can barely see my facial features, but it's not important to see me, but it's more important if you care to hear me. Again, little disclaimer, I'm just sharing life experiences, hoping for you to make better life decisions. That's all I'm doing. And if you need a specialist, please do consult one. I'm not one, not yet. Working on my psychotherapy degree. All right. The internet is full of the term narcissism, narcissist, abuse, etc. I'm not a big fan of labeling, but I do understand it's much easier to find information via the label narcissism and abuse, mental health disorders, etc. I just want to share some of my thoughts that I contemplated a little bit about, and I just believe that maybe there is one person out there for whom it is hopefully helping. So, most people who have not accomplished anything in their lives, with regards to society standards, like let's say education-wise, finance-wise, material-wise, which is, I guess, the same. You know, all the status symbols, like I would say, and then still suffers from, you know, not being at peace with themselves, like when they're alone or when they are having relationship problems or friendship problems or work problems or anything. So I guess society would call these people like some sort of failures. Since you live in this society, you become very frustrated with yourself. I do understand that part. These people somehow end up, most of them, not all of them, some decide for a different lifestyle. They go to a country with low budget and start a new life with a new set of rules, maybe more spiritual based. But the majority of these people understand that, or define themselves as failures, and then try to put up a set of tools together to somehow navigate through life and survive this society. 20 years ago, my now passed aunt, rest in peace, dear aunt, she told me when I was sitting at her kitchen table and we were talking about, like, you know, about life in general, and I was like a little bit confused about what I've noticed for quite some time, and I'm talking like 20 years back, right? So today it's 2023. I'm talking about even longer than 20 years back, like 25 years back. So it was before millennium. Anyhow, I told her, listen, I've noticed something. At that time, I didn't use my car for commuting to the university back and forth. We have a good public transportation system in Europe, in Germany. So I used the public transportation to go to the university. And most of the time I stayed very late in the library, like the library that had the longest opening hours was like around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Sorry, it was 11 p.m. So we stayed until late, until they closed the doors at 11 p.m. For my first degree, it was this. And then we came back home, so it was really quite late. At that time, with my friends, sometimes we noticed like someone awkward sitting in front of us and just staring, like bluntly, full speed staring into your eyes without blinking, without any, emotional reaction on the face, like frozen and staring at you. And at that time, I mean, I've never used any substances. I've never misused any even prescribed drugs. I've never used anything in my life that would alter my, my mind, my being, my actions and reactions. So, I didn't understand that. I was like, sometimes I was even offended, but I didn't say anything. I was like, it was weird for me, because when I looked back at the person, and I was like, they were not staring at me in a friendly manner. They were staring like in a very cold, frozen, kind of a zombie manner. So we were freaking out sometimes, when we saw someone like this, and we talked, and I mean, actually it's nothing to laugh about. It's something to be really sad about. So I told this to my aunt, and yeah, I mean, she's much more experienced than I am, of course, and she was, and much older. And she said at that time, 25 years ago, she said, Funda, people use drugs on a daily basis. And I didn't understand. I mean, I come from a very strict family background. My aunt, she was a pure soul. She never, we as a family, we never like drank alcohol, and no substance abuse, except my dad, and he was gone then after some time, and that was my neighbor saying hi. And so but the family from my mother's side, there was like nobody, not even sipping at a drink, nothing. So I didn't believe her at that time. She said, yeah, people misuse prescribed drugs, they misuse illegal drugs. And I was like, I can't believe, because these people look like normal functioning people. Like they look normal, like as if they came themselves from the library or from work, late work or whatever. And she told me, no, don't think that these people are normal people, and they don't even know that they stare at you. And something clicked, the time when you feel that something is right, you can't tell, but you instantly get like the information. Yeah, that resonates with what I felt at that time. I didn't even feel that they knew that they were staring at me or my classmates, my friends from university. And And I was engaged to this guy who abused substances in a very severe way. And he was staring. He was staring at people, mostly women, like for minutes over minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. I think with him it was a combination. I mean, I knew he was like having the hots for them. He didn't mind doing that in front of me. He thought, at least as much as he could, he thought that he could manipulate me into believing, he wasn't doing this. But I do believe that he knew what he was doing. But I believe that he didn't know how long the time frame was that he was staring at these people, at these women in particular. It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. And when you look around, like when you live and work in a bigger city, at least according to European standard, the Frankfurt is I think the finance metropole of Europe. I mean, nothing comparable to New York City, but still a big city. You wouldn't think that people use substances, misuse substances, abuse substances on a regular basis. I don't know how to start about this entire topic about life. I think most of the time, I mean, I was engaged to someone who was abusing these substances, so I was like in the middle of the thing. He was doing the cold turkey, and I was the only person that he could count on. It was pure hell. I'm not going to talk about the experience itself. I'm going to talk about what I believe is going on. Everything is distraction from you being you, like I have very few views on my channel. I don't mind, but there was this one weird fake channel with the eye and with 2 subscribers, and he was like just commenting, okay, tweaker. I didn't even know what a tweaker was. He was referring to someone using amphetamine and talking like in a very speedy way. I mean, people would say, act with anything at their hand to distract you, to make you angry, to make you act out of character, to become someone else, but not you. So, we're all running after material stability, but that's a fake stability. The only stability you can run after is here within, and here your own mind can be your worst enemy. Plenty of distractions out there, but once you understood and figured out who you truly are, nothing is a distraction. I have even a filtered vision. I don't know if some of you out there have the same. I don't see even people that are not vibrating on my level. I don't see them. And I've had that like for plenty of decades. Some of my classmates, they always used to be angry with me because I didn't say them hello at some day in front of a restaurant. They saw me from the other side of the pathway, blah blah, and I was like, I didn't see you. And I mean, these people were not like my real friends. We weren't vibing. We were just connecting through the same courses at university. But I was always like this. You know, I have a very filtered vision. I don't let anything that is vibrating at a level where I'm not enter my space. Why I did it with the ex, that's a different story. I felt sorry for him and I paid for it severely. So that's the past. But the more I thought about if I met him, instead of, I was at that time on an app, a dating app, I altered my entire thinking about my entire life, even more so afterwards. I would never ever go on a dating app ever again. But you know, I asked myself, if I met him or walked by him out on the streets, like for real, offline, I wouldn't even have noticed him. And I'm not saying that from an arrogant point of view. I'm saying that from a point of view, we all have like different factors on which we're concentrated on when it comes to another person, right? I mean, we all have the right to say, well, this is attractive to me and this is not attractive. You know, I mean, we all have the right to say what is attractive for us and what is not, right? So I put myself in a position to really think about if I would have looked at him even once. And I must confess to say no, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. The picture was from like 2 years ago. He didn't look like it anymore. He was severely, he lost weight a lot. He was, he didn't look like on the picture. He looked like someone who was beaten by life multiple times and who couldn't manage life. And I mean, everyone on their own, right? Everyone needs to figure out how life functions for them the best way, and everyone needs to survive. Everyone needs to understand that you decide on an everyday basis what's good for you and what's not good for you, to try to, you know, have a good life. And if you can't manage it, then seek professional help, and there's help out there, you know, or just seclude yourself for some time, sit down, whatever, you know, whatever works for you. But I needed to be really honest with myself. And if I, you know, walked by him, like let's say at a supermarket, on during daytime, or even in the nightlife when I was walking by him in a club or at the movies or whatever, I wouldn't have looked at him even once, not even once, because, you know, every person creates an atmosphere around them, right? And what I really like about people that I'm attracted to is good manners, but not just fake good manners, but manners that come from the heart, that define you, you know, that gives you some sort of a content to who you are, actually, your authentic self. And I had the feeling from the beginning he has no atmosphere around him. Sad to say, but it was what it was. So anyhow, I just want you to understand that a lot of distraction is out there. It starts from social media. I deleted all my social media accounts. It's, I don't know, I enjoy life. I'm going to die one day anyways. So I want to enjoy truly living, and truly living is not like, you know, sitting in front of my computer for hours and checking on Facebook groups, what people comment on my comments and what I reply, getting angry with maybe even fake people out there. It's just not my lifestyle. It's just not. It has never been. I had these accounts. I barely posted. If I did, then it was because, you know, some other friends in another city, we, you know, I don't know. So it was like pure waste of my precious lifetime, you know. I don't even know how the past decade went by. It was so fast. It was a blink of my eye. Nothing but that. And I don't want to sit around and waste my life on people I have possibly never met, will never meet, and who are possibly not even people but fake AIs. So you know, please understand that there are groups out there, there are organizations out there who serve to distract you strategically. So I know, I mean, I'm also a woman, so I like, you know, dressing up sometimes. I like purchasing nice clothes and nice bags and this and that, called retail therapy. But other than that, little by little, I try to exclude all distractions from my life. It's, when I look back in my childhood, it was so much nicer to go out with my friends and have a chat. We didn't have phones at that time. We didn't have mobile phones at that time. And you know, we spent hours outside and just, one second, and just chit-chatting and not having the computer at our hands all the time. And these were the bestest of my time. So life goes by so fast, and I try to live the day as they come, peacefully, but also